Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Ishi, and I am one of the volunteers at Hudson Valley Park. I am so excited to be here with you all today. We have friends here from all over the world, and today is a day of celebration. What we're celebrating is the campaign to build our sala. And in that campaign, the great support and friendship and solidarity that the parks of the world have shown us, and that we've been able to come together in this moment to help build a new sala for the world. The last period, as we have, as many of you know, we entered a competition, a film competition, that talked about the transformative force of our proposed sala. And the American Institute of Architects awarded us the People's Choice Award. Yeah, isn't that great?
We're on mute, unfortunately. Applause.
And this is...
We can use our reactions thing, right?
Yeah. And this is a celebration, not just of that award, but actually of the unity of the community, of all the people around the world connected to the parks who supported this campaign. So today is about appreciation, and it's also about celebration. When I think about the Hudson Valley Sala, I think of a beacon of light. And Silo talked about this park's importance to be a beacon. And especially in this moment with the pandemic, and in this part of the world where there is such tremendous chaos and violence, in particular state violence in this moment, and racial violence and sexual violence of historical proportions, when the society could enter a long period of darkness, in this moment, the people of the parks have come together in unity to support the construction of this sala. And this is a tremendously important moment for us. When I read Humanize the Earth by Silo, chapter 11, The Luminous Center, he said, "In the force was the light that came from a center." And he went on to say, while in the unification and evolution of the energy that was luminous center was at work. And when I think of the sala and the image of the sala that we plan to build, this is what comes to my mind, that we are resonating the luminous centers of every person connected to this movement, connected to every park. And in that sense, we are a constellation of luminous centers around the world, radiating brightly in a very dark moment in human history. And that brings me to the second point, which is chapter 14 of Humanize the Earth, which is faith. And Silo said, the usefulness of faith is evident if it is a faith that opens the future and gives meaning to life orienting it away from suffering and contradiction toward everything that is valid action. And that to me is the message of this moment for transformation. And so I'm carrying this with me in a moment when in my country, we are having our elections to see who will run our country. But we know that this is a far bigger picture than any one country, that the future of the planet and for humanity is so important, and it's so important that our ideas and the work of the parks and the community and the message around the world resonate in this moment. There is a great possibility for transformation now. So I'm carrying my luminous center. I'm carrying my faith in this moment. But I'm also carrying my connection to every one of you. And in our campaign, we have felt you with us at every moment. And I cannot express to you enough the gratitude. Thank you so much. It has made a huge difference for all of us here. And we're so pleased to have a moment to celebrate with you all. So that said, we have a lovely time together here. We're going to celebrate the award and the beautiful creative expressions that came out of the campaign from all of the parks around the world, from our filmmakers. And there's some expressions of solidarity and support that people want to express. And so I'm going to now pass it on to Nicole. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this is a fantastic day for us. And I couldn't be happier than to spend this time with you celebrating this award. I want to give you a little bit of an overview of how this came to be. I'm speaking too fast, I think, for the translators. I want to thank Miguel Baltiera, who is on this chat with us. He is a member of the AIA. I didn't even know what the AIA was before this. And he sent us an invitation to do a film, which was part of this competition. And it said it was a 90-second film, and that it could be done with iPhone because of the COVID restrictions. They put down the criteria quite a bit. And it was to show how architects connect with communities, civic leaders, to produce something that will improve people's lives and their well-being. So I said, well, that sounds just like us. This is in the middle of doing a sala, and here we do well-being, literally. So why not? But of course, I knew nothing about filmmaking. So I sent the letter to our dear friend Thanh, who is also on this talk.
Hi.
Where are you, Thanh? Hi, there she is. So let me allow you to speak for a short bit, because we're all going to be short here. We have a lot of people to reach, and tell us how this experience was for you. Because she gave it right back to me the next day. I already had it in my mind. Yeah, let's go for it. Go for it.
So the reason that I joined this competition, because I'm very inspired by Shiloh's message, which I met through Nicole's a few years ago in New York City. That on the way, I was in searching for myself, and I met his message, And so when this competition comes, I feel that I can contribute a little bit of my expertise in delivering it. And it's an excuse. The competition is like an excuse that I can give thanks to him and to also to the community that is spreading, is living the message. So it's a thank you for giving me a chance to participating in this experience.
Wow. Thank you, Thanh. That was, I think all of you can appreciate in the little film itself how difficult it was to put together a 90-second story with such beauty and atmosphere, and that could touch people in the way it did. So Thanh, I think you're brilliant, and I think we're all very, very thankful to you. You've definitely done a beautiful job. And we're very sensitive because the video is clearly, it's not a marketing video. It really conveys a message that we want to reach people with. So it wouldn't have been possible either if we didn't have some other very important people involved in making the film. So of course we asked Jean-Marc to take his camera skills and make some wonderful video. And we got some beautiful video of the park. Thank you, Jean-Marc.
Yeah.
And we also needed some acting skills, at least some participants. So they did not want, fortunately, big crowds of people because of COVID. So we limited it to a few people nearby. And we want to thank Ben and Fatima, who are the lovely people that are walking by the stream that we've seen now many times. And Yolanda for coming over, and we did our part of showing people in the park. And then we needed to include the architect, who was very important in this, is Monica, who has been the architect for the sala. And then, of course, Mike's testimony completed the film with his beautiful testimony about the experience that he had in the salas. All of these components came together in these 90 seconds. And later, we also have on our screen somewhere Scott Dutton, who was the architect of record, who we also want to especially thank, and we will leave that a little later. But if I've missed anybody, just write it down. I want to make sure. Then we began the process of submitting this video, and we got chosen as one of the 96 videos for voting. And at that point, we found out that you could vote hourly, and it was going to last almost 5 weeks. Wow. So we began to start asking people to vote. And I won't go into the details of that because there's other people who are going to talk about the different aspects. What I can say, it was an experience of a lifetime. It truly was a phenomenon. As it started from those original days when we were so happy to get 38 votes and trying to get the first 100 votes and then the first 500, how important that was, to then having to find more people to vote and more people to vote and expand and to be creative and to keep up the spirit. So all I can say is that on the one hand, it was a marathon, which is very different than running a sprint. And another thing is because it took so long, it's like, what kind of competition is this? It allowed us to go in layers, like learning new things each time more, that I think all of us can benefit from. The other thing that was very important in this is that we wanted to do this contest because it could give diffusion to our project, which is, we want people to know about our project, and what better way than to give it in a 90-second video. That's a very beautiful way of doing it. And so this opportunity gave us that chance. It gave us a chance to do a lot of things, but that was one of the main things that we wanted to achieve. And I think that we did with this award. So let's go on to, we have several people. I want to include a number of people that when we began, we needed help. And so I reached out to some friends, and some of them were incredibly receptive to this idea. And so we formed a kind of, I don't know, a complot, you say in Spanish. It's like a conspiracy, but it was like a team of people that we worked very closely with, and it was an extraordinary work. And I would like to invite some of them, not everybody, because we were more than the amount that we can do today, some of them to talk about the different aspects, but they were there all the way, pushing to the end. So let's begin. We have a little video from Alexandre from Brazil. He is not available to come. He's in the north of Brazil and without internet, so he sent along a video.
Message in Brazil. I would like to give a testimony about participating in a beacon of light in times of crisis. Let's show some pictures. Okay. There was a very clear image in terms of the objective, which was to reach more than 100,000 visits by the end of the contest. Despite the very numerical objective, we worked with the principle: if you pursue an end, you enchain yourself. If everything you do, you realize as though it were an end in itself, you liberate yourself. Applying the principle while at the same time not letting go to the numerical objective led us to experience of great connection and force. One of the most valid experience was asking for help from people who were very affected by the COVID pandemic due to physical isolation. With 3 or 4 close people, the campaign served to lift the spirits, open the future, and do an activity that was very encouraging and also possible for these pandemic times. Let's see a short video.
Todo mundo votando aqui, todo mundo votando.
Votando pela terceira vez hoje.
Votando, voto. Aqui. Fernanda.
proposal to represent the aphorism of the beacon of light through drawings or gifts allowed the possibility of tapping into the creativity of several people, especially a few young ones. I myself asked my 14-year-old niece for a drawing as a way for her to get in touch with the beacon of light aphorism. This drawing of my niece. A friend asked her daughter, Renata Lembo, and she made this nice drawing. The campaign served to ask for help and connect with many friends and groups in groups. Out of that, there came invitations to speak to a meditation group. We invited Nicole, who spoke about the message, the asking, and the campaign. People connected a lot. Some were ready to support with daily votes and with larger lists to broadcasting as well. The activity allowed a series of connections, for example, with friends from different parks, halls, and little halls of Silo's message. For example, for help from the Desert Park, from Atacama, Chile. Montecillo Park from Bolivia, Manzanares for Argentina, Compostela from Spain, South Minas from Brazil, and Colibri, Colombia. Salita del Tambo from Peru. In the final days, there was a lot of resonance with the video of Silo in Chacarita, with talks about the crisis and the need for a transforming experience that removes your fear, that takes away the closer future you feel, that opens a new horizon, like in a postcard, a horizon with a rising sun, like this, something that can inspire you. Okay, it was something that inspired us because we ended up with a register of great force, that it's possible to do something great and good with the future open and bright. Many thanks to everyone, to Nicole, Jean-Marc, Tom, the architects, and the whole team. Peace, force, and joy.
We're going to hear from our dear friend Silvia, who is at La Reja. And Silvia played a very important role in helping us to get inspired when moments where we needed additional inspiration. She always came up with something very special. Silvia?
Hola, hola a todos. En primer lugar, quiero hacer un sentido agradecimiento. Primero agradecer a los amigos del parque que lo llevan adelante y que nos posibilitaron compartir este proyecto. Y también queremos agradecernos porque como comunidad fuimos no solo votantes. Construimos un gran espíritu unido que se fue expresando con inspiración, con testimonios, con videos, con dibujos. Bueno, y que realizábamos pedidos diarios por el proyecto, con la certeza que en él se incluían todas las salas, las salitas, los parques y el mensaje de Silo. Un faro de luz en tiempos de crisis, un significado y un mensaje de esperanza para regalar al mundo. Y ahí nos invadió la locura divina, la gran alegría y esa inmensa fuerza que se produce cuando una imagen se instala en lo profundo de nuestros corazones. Y desde ahí todo hacer es suave pero potente, alegre y con tanto sentido que irradia produciendo una suerte de complot sagrado. Y así comunidades, parques, salas y salitas, amigos, vecinos, conocidos y hasta desconocidos se fueron contagiando y sumándose. Nos abrieron una puerta y supimos cómo atravesarla y salir al mundo juntos y con nuevas formas. Nos hicieron un regalo y sin dudar lo tomamos porque sentimos que dimos respuesta a lo que expresara Silo en esa carta que le escribió a Karen en el 2003. Nos comprometimos con la luz de un faro, con responsabilidad y con dirección, como un hermoso y liviano juego, y con todo el corazón puesto para aprovechar esta gran oportunidad. Muchas gracias, Nicole, Jean-Marc, a todos los que están en ese parque tan hermoso.
Thank you, Silvia. Beautiful. And we do have the text there because it's really worth listening to, reading. Okay, so next up in our group of helpers, I feel like this is a team, I don't know, like a very special team. I know they have these Marvel Comics groups. What do you call them? The people teams, each one having certain attributes. So we have from Hungary, Tamas Csefko, and he did something very special for us. And out of nowhere, we started hearing that the Hungarians were voting every day, twice a day, and that Tamas was letting people know on his own. And so that's how I ended up calling Tamas and say, well, that's very interesting. Would you like to be part of our team that we're putting together? And he came part of the team and came up with some incredible ideas.
So hello everybody, I am Tamas from Hungary, and I really can't remember exactly how I came in touch with this whole campaign, but I remember when we first talked with Nicole about this campaign, we thought that it would be great to have a blog, because this is not that kind of campaign when you do a one-time activity, so you vote once, but as you could vote in every hour, we thought it would be to keep the inspiration. So the idea came to have a blog where we can collect all the contributions from the people in one place, all the drawings, the photos of the ceremonies, askings, poems, everything that started to come to support this campaign. So we put together a blog. This I think, so it was very inspiring to see all this contribution that just started to come. As you can see, the drawing ceremonies, photos of people voting, askings. So all this, for me, it was always very inspiring to see these contributions in one place. And the other thing that this blog helped is to see how our activities, what is the effect of our activities, because this blog engine or whatever has a very sophisticated report system as well. So we could see, I don't know, if the people reach our blog through Facebook or directly from mobile phone, from which countries. So we could follow up a little bit how this campaign is going on. And another thing I was involved is to have a close follow-up how the vote goes. So we had a spreadsheet where we collected in every hour the views and the votes of our film compared to the second strongest film. So we could see we had a very updated information about the status of the vote. And we could share nicely with Nicole that when I woke up in the morning, I started to gather the data, and by the time Nicole woke up, many times I had to leave, so she took over the data collection. So basically this, I was really, really happy to be part of this team. And for me, it was like a miracle because I started to help. I was just a helper, but every day I felt I am more and more involved. And I don't know, I loved more and more this whole campaign, the contribution, this whole wave of inspiration that reached many people. So I am also very grateful for all the organizers and everyone who made it possible, this whole campaign. Thank you.
Thank you. It was delightful working with you.
Thank you.
It shows things that we can do and take advantage of so we can learn for the future. One of the things that I felt was so important for me in this campaign was that if we could win the award and be recognized that this building was the American Institute of Architects People's Choice, then that is like giving recognition to CeeLo for designing this, to the importance of this building and the meaning of it. And that in itself could help all of the salas around the world and in the future ones that are still going to be on the horizon to add to this constellation, as Mike puts it. So it's not just Hudson Valley that we were fighting for, but also for everybody. And the next one to come up, I don't know if Claudio is here on the call, if you are. If not, he did send a video. And of course, everybody who knows Claudio knows that he's the master of humor and always kept us laughing and had some of the best moments, I think, during the campaign, thanks to him. So let's see what he came up with as a surprise for us.
Far vincere un concorso ad un nostro progetto non ha certo la stessa importanza del progetto in sé. Lo si capisce subito, vedendo il filmato Un faro in tempo di crisi sul progetto della sala del parco di studio e riflessione di Hudson Valley. Ma è una buona occasione per far conoscere questo progetto e con lui le sale, i parchi in giro per il mondo. E siccome è una gara, ci sarà bisogno di voglia di giocare. Una lista. Tutti gli amici che ho in agenda. Votiamo 2 volte al giorno. Push up the dome, altro che 2 volte, di più. C'è chi mette il timer e vota ogni ora. Siamo subito al primo posto, fin dall'inizio. Manteniamo il ritmo e la tendenza è staccarsi inesorabilmente dal secondo. Da questa posizione, lo scopo del gioco non è più solo vincere, ma includere nuovi amici al gioco, farlo conoscere al di là del limite delle nostre conoscenze, vincere i propri limiti, la propria timidezza. Non è più solo un gioco, è entusiasmarsi, è entusiasmare, è una sintonia, è una sinfonia, è commozione, è allegria.
Wow.
It was incredible how much creativity started arising. So with respect to that, there's two things that I would like to also highlight that happened. And that was thanks to Gladys, who got together with and asked for Moises to make a poem about the park and about the project. So he wrote a beautiful poem that's connecting many elements that have to do, in fact, with the rupture and the cave and the heart, and a beautiful poem. And then she asked Ernesto to do the music, and then Alejandro Trachia to put together the video. And then all of this done on their own, grabbing the pictures of the park and our past video and putting together a beautiful video, and then had it translated into 6 different languages. Incredible. And it's a beautiful little video, and I really want to thank them. And we will have that up on, they are on the blog right now, but we'll also have it elsewhere. And I really encourage you to look at that. And then the other, which I found very interesting, was from Mozambique. And David, do you have the picture of Gerson? Yes. So they were getting all kinds of beautiful images of the sala. And this one comes from Gerson, who's on the call right now, and from Mozambique, which I thought was wonderful to include all of the continents. So thank you, Gerson, for that beautiful, one of my favorite drawings ever of the sala. So next we have Victor from Mexico, who with his super enthusiasm was able to help us time and time again to get those extra votes we needed to reach our goals that day. So Victor, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Ok. Bueno, cuando Nicole me invitó a votar en la campaña, supe de inmediato que era una señal. No lo pensé, fue una decisión arrebatada porque me identifiqué de inmediato. Me gustó mucho. Al inicio éramos pocos. Nuestra comunicación fue permanente para invitar a otros a que invitaran a más y más amigos y amigas. Participábamos como niños, jugando alegre y suavemente, sin preocupaciones. Entonces le pedí ayuda a mi familia, a los maestros de nuestro parque, ellos a su vez a sus familiares y a sus amigos, y me dije, encendió el fuego. Votaba cada hora y le recordaba a los demás. Envié mensajes a los amigos de Centroamérica y otros países, y me sorprendí porque muchos ya lo estaban haciendo. Cada vez se sumaban más con distintas iniciativas. También se votaba por varias formas, como las redes sociales. En la estacional fue impresionante ver en los parques cómo lo hacían los amigos. Subía la temperatura. Empezaron a latir y a fundirse nuestros corazones con los de otros en diferentes partes del mundo y se inflamaron en uno solo. Los siguientes días se sumaron más y más de diferentes parques y otros ámbitos. Entonces, vimos posibilidades de ganar. Los objetivos eran muy claros, llegar a 25,000 votos y más de 100,000 vistas. Todos votando como receta médica. Al dormir nos pasaba de todo. Despertábamos para ir al baño y en el camino votábamos. Lo hacíamos antes y después de cada comida. y entre reuniones. Los 2 últimos días fueron de mucha inspiración. Queríamos llegar al objetivo propuesto y al final llegamos. Con la campaña ganamos en difusión hacia el medio y entre nosotros ganamos en sentir la fuerza de la unión. Tengo la certeza de que algo nos pasó en este proceso. Fue una búsqueda de que se manifestara lo sagrado. Fue una acción que nos llevó a un estado de inspiración de la conciencia colectiva. Y si no fue así, entonces lo rozamos. Fue la esperanza lanzada al futuro. Gracias, amigos del Hudson Valley Park. Peace, force and joy for everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you. For those who don't speak Spanish and we can't get all of the translation, we will translate sure and make everything available to you. I'm not sure when, but we will, because some very beautiful things and important things were said. Okay, so we're almost there. This is, you can see there's a lot. We have a very special thing from Alejandro and Vania from Bolivia. So first, Alejandro and Vania, you want to speak, correct?
Yes, I think it's better. Yeah, maybe a few words. So, hi everyone. We are very excited and moved because all these beautiful experiences that we're sharing today. Well, many things, as you can see, have happened during this campaign, and I think the common denominator was the inspiration and how it was transmitted from one to another. Even more than the numbers, I think we were very inspired, and we want to share that with others. No? So one of the things that we wanted to share with you was, I think you already saw some of the pictures and drawings from kids, young girls and boys, but there are, we feel that what they are trying to say is much more, no? And we wanted to give it a help, some help to express them. So we made a video, no, with some of them. We couldn't reach to all of them, no, some of them. So we asked them a couple of questions. Why did they draw those salas, and what does it mean to them? So that's what we're gonna share. But before that, we would like to say something very short. So Vania is gonna say it in Spanish, and I'm gonna say it in English.
La campaña de apoyo a la sala de Hudson Valley comenzó a despertar nuestro interés cuando vimos que algunos amigos se hacían parte de ella con mucha alegría.
The campaign to support the Hudson Valley Hall began to arouse our interest when we saw some friends become part of it with great joy.
Fue muy conmocionante ver que los parques de estudio y reflexión y las salas del mensaje de Silo empiezan a formar parte del paisaje de las nuevas generaciones.
It was shocking to see that the parts of study and reflection and the halls of Silo's message are beginning to form part of the landscape of the new generations.
Sus traducciones como pinturas, dibujos y forma de testimonios refuerzan el significado que tienen estos lugares.
Their translations, such as paintings, drawings, and in the form of testimonies, reinforce the meaning of these places.
Los síntomas de los nuevos tiempos comienzan a manifestarse. Es lindo captar todo esto por adelantado.
The symptoms of the new times begin to manifest, and it's beautiful to grasp this in advance.
Para nosotros es importante alentar y apoyar la construcción de las salas y los parques, desde donde se irradia una nueva espiritualidad que anida hoy en el corazón de todos los seres humanos.
It's important to encourage and support the constructions of halls and parks from where a new spirituality will irradiate, which nests today in the heart of all human beings.
Sobre todo nos sumamos por la sintonía, por la buena atmósfera, por la alegría, por la multiplicidad de formas, porque empezó a crecer como haciendo una especie de vórtice, ¿no? De mucha energía. Y creemos que es interesante poder rescatar estos fenómenos que no siempre pasan. Más allá de la campaña, es el espíritu que se vivió en este trabajo conjunto.
So yeah, we just want to share with you all this common spirit that we have felt, and we prepare a little video for that. So I think we can see it.
O desenho é um farol em tempos de crise. Quis representar um farol iluminando um céu escuro, que seria a crise.
Cuando yo estoy en la sala, tengo un sentimiento de paz que me llega profundamente y es eso que se expande, es como la esfera, ¿no? Y es esa sensación que se expande y me hace sentir bien, sintiéndome con más fuerza, esperanza. Es como es todo blanco y se siente muy tranquilo. Es algo como si estuvieras en una parte en la que se expande el mundo en el que estás, entonces se siente bien, y aparte de que no te sientes solo en ese mundo tan grande y no estás solo, es mejor.
Cuando estoy en la sala siento un montón de cosas. Entre ellas siento tranquilidad, pero también siento que es un espacio externo que me ayuda a comunicarme con el interno. Es decir, todas las emociones, sensaciones y pensamientos que llevo conmigo pero que no escucho en mi cotidiano vivir, las puedo comprender, o sea, las escucho sin sentirlas incómodas o pesadas, sino que es un espacio protegido y tan vacío que ya no me atemoriza escuchar lo que llevo en mi mochila. Es un espacio de reflexión tan silencioso que le dejaría escucharse a sí mismo.
Es un lugar en el que te da tiempo para pensar en ti, pensar en los demás, pensar o no pensar, y estar en ese estado de tranquilidad que te permite ser más sereno y encontrar otra forma de ver alguna situación.
Okay, so we have one more thing to share with you. And this was done by Jorge Acuña and Alejandra from Argentina. And when we were able to surpass the 25,000 votes, which on the last day, by the way, we got 2,300 in one day, we were thrilled. It was midnight here, or 11:30, and people said, well, let's get together. So we said, well, let's do a Zoom. And it was like, 1:30 or 12:30 in Argentina and later in other places. And this is what happened.
Hola. I advise you.
¿Cómo estás? Hola, ¿cómo están?
Ustedes. Miguel.
Gracias.
Y gracias a todos.
Eso es.
Qué bueno.
Alcanzado. Pero sigue.
Objetivo alcanzado.
Qué bueno.
Alcanzado. Wow.
Felicidades.
Voy a más.
Sala, digamos, al lugar, ¿no? A la participación.
Increíble.
Hola.
Congratulations.
Hola, Ale.
Alexandre.
Hola, Ale. Presentar a mi
25,000
buenas cosas. Hola, Ale.
And then, of course, we were waited to get the award. So I hope this conveys well the spirit. I think it does. And we've already been requested by a few to have a special meeting to get together to unfold some of the ways this campaign worked, because it shows us a way to open the future. So thank you very much. And thank you to this incredible team.
Thank you, Nicole. And thank you, everyone who participated from around the world. Let's have a hand for everybody. Thank you. I'm going to now pass it to Jean-Marc, who is going to introduce the award ceremony video.
Sure. Well, it has been a fantastic experience for all the support we got. And like Silvia was saying, there was a special moment connected to something really profound. And the video we find much better than 1,000 words. People can see it and could feel.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. So now here is the AIA award ceremony to the Hudson Valley Park for the People's Choice Award.
First, I wanted to tell you I'm very happy, and we are all very happy to be here with AIA. It's been a wonderful experience. First, we would like to thank Scott Dutton, which is the architect of record, and also Monica Lorsa, which is a volunteer architect. Because this project was much more than me, I would like to thank all the members of the team. It was Nicole, Thanh, Mike, Yolanda, Ben, Fatima, Rafael, all the people there. And a special thank also to Silo, who is a person who inspired design actually. But the most important, I think, was to thank AIA, because I think it was an incredible opportunity to let people know about what we do as far as the building, as far as the architecture. And also, I would say the game, playing the People's Choice, was a wonderful experience.
Hey, Jean-Marc. I noticed Scott Dutton, the architect of record, is signed in. I'm not sure if he's still here, but if you're here, Scott, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm here.
That's there.
Welcome.
I'll be brief, but I remember vividly the first day that I met Dennis and Herman in my office. And they brought me an incredibly complex problem to solve, which in this country is one of approvals, entitlements, planning, and zoning to have the right to build something like this. And they asked me one simple question: can you help? And I gave them one simple answer, which was yes. And that was 4 years ago. So thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott, really from our hearts, because as you can see, your help has helped to guide this very difficult project forward, and we continue to want to work with you and for everything else that we're doing.
Scott's also been a great friend and helped us to build our relationship to the people of Kingston and Esopus and the local community. And so it's with deep gratitude today that we say thank you, Scott. So the moment we've all been waiting for today is to actually see this video. Actually, many of us may have seen it because we voted for it, but maybe we didn't get to watch it all together. And so, Thanh, I want to say, give a special appreciation to you for your beautiful artistic creativity and skill in bringing together such a profound message, but in such a beautiful, creative way. And so without further ado, let's watch the video together of A Beacon of Light.
We are living in a profound crisis, and there's an opportunity for real change. We wanted to create a space that inspiring and could provide the best conditions for reflection, for feeling our common humanity, a new spirituality. So we got to work as community organizers, architects, and volunteers to build a domed meditation pavilion for the change we envision.
The building is a perfect dome. There are 4 entrances representing all directions, inviting people of all backgrounds to converge in the center. Its circular shape helps relieve any tension. The space is empty without distractions. It allows one to be transported to an internal feeling of oneself and feeling part of humanity. As an architect, I feel this pavilion can help us in our search for some sort of understanding of ourselves and meaning to our life.
I had these incredible experiences of human love. My partner explained to me what you're feeling is the charged energy of these beautiful communities connected to these parks. And so being in the parks and in the salas truly gave me my future back. Hey. Thank you. I'm now going to pass over the conversation to David and Emiko.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for you all to be here. We're going to move to another aspect of the campaign who has been done. We started a couple of months ago to do a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for the construction of the sala. And we have learned a lot of things about reaching out to people. And I think the video and the competition were a big step forward. Anyway, we have been receiving a lot of help from many people in different places. And I think Emiko has a couple of friends who wanted to testify their support to the sala.
I've never met you. My name is Emiko. I'm with the Hudson Valley Park in New York. Before I introduce our friends, I just want to say, like, every time I visit a park in another country, or in whatever I meet another humanist or soloist from other countries, they always give me a very warm a welcome and then a very warm support for our park. And this film challenge was really a manifestation of the support that we always receive from all of you. So today we invited a few friends from other parks just to give us some message or the comments and why you all want to support our park. Then Natsuko is from a park in Toledo in Spain. So Natsuko-san, can we have some message from you, word from you?
Yeah, okay. I was asked by Emiko the other day to talk about my experience in the park when I had the opportunity to visit there. And so I got together some thoughts and it was in July 2018 when I went to New York and had a chance to get to know Hudson Valley Park. And we spent a lovely weekend there with Emiko, Nicole, and all other friends who initiated the project of the park. Maybe this is a very personal feeling that I got. When we got there, it was at night and huge black shadows of trees, deep silence and moist, clean air welcomed us. The next morning, I realized that we were in a space surrounded by exuberant and vitalizing greenness of all shades. I could feel the harmonizing energy of the ancient trees that surrounded us. And almost like I could feel like the wisdom that they emanate somehow, and wondered who passed through this land in olden times. When I was given a little guided tour with Nicole, walking up and down the pathway in the woods and along the stream with its running sound of water, I started to realize that it is a place of great inspiration with a very special flow of energy. In fact, an extraordinary and very privileged place for a park of study and reflection. And I wondered, even if Native Americans pass through these woodlands and talk to their great spirit here, somehow the place reminded me also of sacred mountains and forests or woods that always surround Shinto shrines in Japan, as being myself a Japanese. Shinto shrines always find themselves in the middle of thick woods or mountain forests or high mountains. There one feels the strong force and spirit of nature, to which one feels deep reverence to, and also feels humbleness, giving an opportunity to find the deep essential part of oneself. And as for the space of the sala, like the building of the sala within this space, and one puts himself, I can imagine myself being in the sala already in Hudson Valley Park. Inside it, that semisphere space will embrace us. And there we are reduced to just being simple human beings without any differences of races or age, generations, external differences. And there it will give us an opportunity to feel and look for what it is to be a simple human being, and share what we will discover and what will reveal us with others, and lots of others that are in other parks of the rest of the world. We feel that right now in these difficult times we live, we need to reset and connect with deep inside ourselves. And that's why I support parks, and I also support Hudson Valley Park, because I got to know that it's a very, very special place. And also definitely it will be an ideal cultural and inspirational reference on the US East Coast and in the rest of the world. Thank you.
That's cool. Thank you so much. Such a beautiful, beautiful testimony, beautiful message. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to you all.
We also have a Claudie from Parc La Ville in France. Claudie.
To all of you, I would like to testify. We already supported the Park Hudson Valley from different way, not only with money, but we came last year. It was just 1 year ago. And I am totally agree with Natsuko. It is so special place, so beautiful, that we were able to see the whole in this place. It is as if the place is made to welcome the whole. And with this campaign, I would like to testify a kind of drunkenness took us contagious, and we wanted to hear every day and then every hour the voice of Nicole, who was saying, we are living in a profound crisis. And we wanted to hear this because we knew we will hear the voice of Mike saying that being in the parks and in the salas really gave me my future back. And we were waiting, the words really gave me my future back. It was like an aphorism for ourselves and for the world that needs a future. People need hope, and this video and this challenge gave us faith in the action together. It was so great. The cooperation was huge, and the force was growing every day. To be brief, for us in France and for us in La Belle Idée, it was very, very important because voting for Hudson Valley was also the opportunity to make a request, a pedido, and so many and so deep pedidos for our own whole. And we were feeling that forever our whole will be linked to the whole of Hudson Valley. So for this opportunity to make this asking every hour, we must thank very, very, very much. Thank you.
So the campaign, the GoFundMe campaign, we wanted to close it as soon as possible, and we really wanted to use today as an opportunity to maybe reach that goal. So we are missing more or less around $10,000, and so we wanted to see if we can get more support from the people who are online and pledge for continuing to support us. So I'm gonna show a little bit what type of pledges are we talking about, and then so the idea was to maybe on the chat for people to say the way they want to support. So we have four ways where people can support the park. One is to do a 50% matching fund to the donation who's going to be given by AIA for winning the competition, who's going to be $2,000. So the 50% will be $1,000. The second possibility of pledge it's to give 25% with 500. And then the third possibility is to contribute and participate to an asking workshop who will be done by Nicole online, of course, but developed by her and the Hudson Valley Park. And then the fourth, it will be to have a commitment of the people to do a daily asking for 2 weeks. So we're going to open the chat, and then people are going to be able to tell us how do they want to contribute, and then we're gonna little bit organize the collection of information, and I'm going to also put the link directly of the website where people can do the donation, or they can be, of course, in touch with us to if they have any question or want to give another way.
Violeta quería hablar hace un ratito y quería saludar ahora. ¿Podemos robarles 2 minutitos?
Ajá.
Sí, ahí está.
Bueno, yo quería decir que desde hace tiempo que voy al parque de aquí de Bolivia y bueno, me hace sentir muy bien y me alegra participar aquí para que ustedes también puedan sentirse como me siento yo cuando estoy ahí. Me siento tranquila, me siento con nuevas experiencias. Y entonces espero lo logren así y les vaya bien. Paz, fuerza y alegría.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muy bien.
Muchas gracias.
Beautiful. Y me encanta tu dibujo, es precioso. Precioso.
La video está muy linda.
Está muy lindo.
So we have a couple of questions technically concerning the construction of the sala. We wanted to finish this campaign to collect $80,000 on as soon as possible. And the plan was to build the sala more or less now, but with the COVID and the complication, the project had to be postponed to March, April. So, but we are working on getting the base done as we speak. I think a company is going to come today or next week to finalize the labeling to be able to do the construction. So hopefully beginning of next year, as soon as the weather is correct and hopefully the pandemic will be over or on the way down, we will be able to, because the company who does the construction itself is not a New York base, so they need to be they could not come into the state because they were banned from, or they had to be in quarantine for 14 days. All right, so now we're gonna ask Yolanda and Herman to guide us actually to asking of support for the park, and then and then Yolanda and Herman. And thank you so much for all your support.
Ok. Nos vamos a colocar en posición y disposición de hacer un profundo pedido por nuestro parque. El regalo. En este momento aspiramos una bocanada de aire e imaginamos que llevamos ese aire a nuestro corazón.
In some moment of the day or night, inhale a breath of air and imagine that you bring this air to your heart.
Entonces, pedimos por nuestro parque. Pedimos por nuestra sala. Pedimos porque esta sala sea un faro para la humanidad.
At this moment, we ask for our park, the Hudson Valley Park. We ask for our sala, and we ask for this sala to be a lighthouse for humanity.
Pedimos con fuerza para alejarnos de todo aquello que nos trae confusión y contradicción.
We ask with strength to move away from all that brings us contradiction and confusion.
Pedimos porque nuestra vida tenga unidad.
We ask for our life to have unity.
No destinemos mucho tiempo a esta breve oración, a este breve pedido.
Let's don't take a lot of time with this brief prayer, with this brief asking.
Porque bastará para que interrumpamos un instante lo que va sucediendo en nuestra vida, para que en el contacto con nuestro interior se despejen nuestros sentimientos y nuestras ideas.
Because it is enough that we interrupt for one brief moment what is happening in our life, for this contact with our interior to bring clarity to our feelings and to our ideas.
Alejar la contradicción es lo mismo que superar el odio, el resentimiento y el deseo de venganza.
To move away from contradiction is the same as to overcome hatred, resentment, and the desire for revenge.
Alejar la contradicción es cultivar el deseo de reconciliación con otros y con nosotros mismos.
To move away from contradiction is to cultivate the desire to reconcile with others and with oneself.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Herman and Yolanda.
Yolanda,
So-
lindo.
Thank you, Yolanda.
You're welcome.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So we are getting close to our final videos, and we wanted to show you a video of the last 10 years of what happened to the park in images and with some great music. Then I'm sure you're going to recognize.
Mhm.
We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. Doesn't matter how you cut the mustard. Serve yourself, you're gonna lose the luster. What goes in comes out. The other end, there ain't no doubt. What you don't know won't hurt ya. It's not the case, but that's what they told ya. You build with bricks and you get a brick house. You build with fear and you get what you got here. We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. We wanna live in a world where nobody goes hungry. Where you talk it out before you shoot it out. We want equal rights for women and gays, for atheists and the people who pray. Let them know you know. Let them know you know. Let them know you feel it. Let them know you're alive. Let them know you're alive. Let them know ya. Let them know ya. We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. 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 We want a new solution. We want peace on earth. We want a new direction. We want peace on earth. Doesn't matter how you cut the mustard. Serve yourself, you're gonna lose the luster. What goes in comes out. The other end, there ain't no doubt. What you don't know won't hurt ya. It's not the case, but that's what they told ya. You build with bricks and you get a brick house. You build with fear and you get what you got here. We want a new solution. We want peace on earth.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you.
So I think Emiko has the last
Yes.
word of the day.
Yes, I have that honor. For all of you from all over the world, we want to thank all your support, love and support that we were able to win this award. So, ready, people?
Yeah.
Thank you. You might need to swipe your.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
gracias.
much.
Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you, everybody.
thank you,
Muchas gracias.
gracias.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Gracias.
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 Nos
Thank you,
vemos.
everybody.
And we
Thank
will
you
see you
from
in
Raleigh
Raleigh
Park.
Park.
Yeah.